There are Game of Thrones fans, and then there are Game of Thrones fans. If you know what I mean. 10 stupid things y'all do after a breakup. Sure, you had weekly viewing parties with your pals, helped your team win the Got Team pub quiz, and received a "sorry ladies, I'm in the Night's Watch" tea from your significant other as a joke for Christmas. But are you truly a Game of Thrones fan? Because we're not sure you are unless you have a Game of Thrones themed wedding, you see. Which is exactly what 28-year-old Rikaza Panji-Ryan aka King Joffrey and 27-year-old sister Molly Wulandari aka Galadriel did when they married with a Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings theme in Jakarta last October. Instead of a traditional white bridal gown, brand strategist Sista wore a floor-length cape, and creative director Rikaza accessorized his costume with a sword. As you do. They were flanked by their own army, wearing handmade brown robes and carrying wooden swords, as they arrived for the traditional Muslim ceremony. Instead of Sista throwing a bouquet, her new husband shot an arrow across the pool for guests to catch. The wedding invite even included a coin from Westeros, the continent where most of the Game of Thrones action takes place, and their wedding banner was inspired by the Baratheon crown. The ceremony was held in an outdoor restaurant near their home in Jakarta, and the do cost the pair £10,000. No expense was spared, but, luckily, things aren't as expensive here as they are in the UK, said Sista. We are both very creative too, which helped. It took us less than a year to organize it all. And all our 600 guests were very keen to fit in with our theme. The average cost of a UK wedding was recently calculated at £30,000. The couple met at Binus University in West Jakarta in 2008, where Sista was studying marketing communication and Rikaza was doing visual communication, but it took them a while to get together. Rikaza was my first crush in college. I thought he was much cooler and older than me when I first went to the orientation day in 2008, Sista explains. I didn't have the guts to talk, or even smile at him, and really forgot all about him. But then, in 2010, the universe brought us together again when we met at a college event. Thankfully, one of our friends introduced him to me, and since then we became friends. And then a few months later, instead of a traditional proposal, the pair mutually agreed to marry before deciding on the fantasy theme. But why the fantasy theme? Me and my husband can spend a day, a week, a month, or a year talking about Game of Thrones, and we don't get bored at all, Sista explains. Rikaza is a major fanboy, and I am a complete fangirl. He introduced me to it when we first got together, and I was addicted. We had such a fantastic day, said Sista. I loved being dressed as the Queen of the Elves, and Rikaza made such a handsome King Joffrey. Even though he is cruel in the series, we loved his costume. I feel really thankful for everything, because it went so perfectly. Want more Got Teamed marriage? Check out this Westeros wedding photo shoot. And get planning your own. More couple took their wedding photos 60 years after they got married. More how to plan a wedding when you suffer from anxiety.